Welcome. I'm just going to explain to you about being your own hero and what the sword of trauma is and what this whole workbook is about. It's cheap. It's like $9, $9.99 or whatever. You can download it or you can get the printed one on Amazon. It's a little bit more expensive because it's all color and it's 117 pages. You don't need that one. You can just download it and follow along because these steps will 100%. I know I'm like, I guarantee you, if I do actually guarantee you, because if you hate it and you're like, I got nothing, well, just email me and I'll refund you. I mean, seriously, because we're in trauma, people. Like, and trauma can be rape, incest, domestic violence. You got diddled by Uncle Who, wherever. Like, me personally, I've been through child sexual abuse, a date rape, domestic violence, self-abuse, self-hatred, all kinds of the repeated, you could go into a crowded auditorium and you are going to pick out that asshole, not the gentleman. It could be an auditorium of gentlemen and you're going to pick out the one that you're going to bring home. This is going to be a real piece of work. Yeah, that's called repeated trauma too, people. I get it. And so when I was on stage traveling, speaking about all this stuff for years, it started with Searching for Angela Shelton when I made that movie. And then I wrote the book, Finding Angela Shelton. It's not all about me. It's about us. I actually changed my name. I wasn't born Angela Shelton. Come on now. I can take you through the whole history of me, but right now I'm going to take you through this workbook that is the most used item I've ever made. It is the most popular thing. It's used by therapists all over the world, and I keep getting requests to translate it and stuff. I'm like, well, why don't you do that? Okay, and because I'm making movies, so which is a whole other thing that gets to the end, step number 5, when we're not going to talk about trauma anymore. Okay, so let's step 1. We've all been traumatized by something, right? But I'm a rebel. It's appropriate that I'm wearing the shirt. And I'm like, I refuse to let that stop me. Okay, I was abused by my own father. I was date raped, and I've you know what? It's like, especially somebody's calling me. Yes, look at that. Spam risk. There's trauma everywhere. But we have, we're all going through trauma, right? Like, no joke. And you can live like that. It's like getting pierced with a sword, right? So the workbook really sums up trauma in a simple visual way that you can work together with your therapist or your support group or your community center or your classroom or on your own. I do recommend that you do it with somebody, even a loved one. Check in with people. You can check in online too with people and folks like with betterhelp.com. Find a therapist, I'm telling you. So trauma, whatever you've been through, is like being pierced with a sword, because it's a really good visual of you being able to see it, of how it actually affects your life. So say you were raped, right? Or you were sexually abused as a child. It's like, right? It affects you. You have been traumatized. It's like getting pierced with a sword. And you know what? You can live like that for the rest of your life. You could. It's, it's hard to cuddle. Could you imagine? Oh. And then you're re-wounding people when with your own stuff. That's why I like that so much, the visual of it, because you could see it. I'm an artist. I make movies, and it's like I could see that visually. I'm like, oh yeah, it is. It's like totally being pierced with a sword, and you are, you're coming into the room with it. It affects everything you do. It affects your health. It affects all of your relationships. Oh, and then you can get into relationships with people who also have sword, right? And then it's a party. It's a party of all kinds of issues and projections and just a big hot mess. And the key is, okay, we can live like that. Step 1, you acknowledge, I got it. And I've been living like that. I could see that. Yep. And I have all kinds of health issues because of it too. And what if we removed it? It's gonna hurt, kind of like pulling a sword out of your body, And if you watch a Western movie, they got you down, they've got tie you up, give you some whiskey. Not some people don't need to hear that. You need no substance abuse, but you're prepared, you're biting, you've got the cloth in your mouth, they're going to pull the sword out of your body and it's going to hurt and you're going to scream and cry and whatever. So that's why I love this visual so much of like, yeah, it hurts. It hurts. And the most common thing I've seen from the years and years of traveling and studying this and seeing it firsthand is afraid of being angry. That was me. Or being afraid of crying. Like you think, oh, if you're going to touch this, if you're really going to go there, you're going to start crying and you're never going to stop crying. You're just going to be like the little, or if you're going to touch your rage like me, I'm going to be a Tasmanian devil and I'm not ever going to stop. I'm just going to kill people. But that doesn't happen. That's why this sword is very helpful. The visual of it, right? Is like, it doesn't happen forever. It's not like a clown car, like you're just constantly pulling it out. It's like, yeah, it hurts and we're going to go there. And it's like, I have a whole video series too that goes with the workbook if you want, that like, if you're on step 1, you can literally watch a video and it takes you through it of just like, hey, I've been there. Let's, I can share what I did during this moment. And then you pull it out. Cool. Then you're a gaping open wound. Wouldn't go outside yet. Wouldn't just go out to partying. Calm down there. Don't pick it up, right? You got to heal the wound. And what I did for years is studied all these different healing techniques to literally heal that wound up. And yeah, it gives us a great scar and we can tell great stories. And you know what? We all been through it. Literally everyone has something. And so you heal the wound. That's step number 3. And then number 4 is you can pick it up. And then you can see conceptually, like, what happened to you is not you. You are not, insert word, like gross, damaged, like whatever you've been telling yourself, all those negative thought patterns. I know, because I did the same thing. So that's not you. It's something that's separate outside of you. But if you look at it like a sword, right? Then you can use it. And then this doesn't become a sword. It's not literally a sword. It could be your experiences, which would be this, can be your microphone, can be your paintbrush. You're finally going to write that book because I'm going to be on you about it. And you're going to write that song. You know what I mean? And let's record it. Hello. And then the next step at the end is you practice swordplay. That's no longer about this, because you get to a point where, like in my life, trauma and recovery, I'm telling you about this awesome book that is, the most loved thing I've done, but I'm not like talking trauma 24/7. You know what I mean? It's not in my life. My life is about play and love and new projects and fun and new things we can do to better the world. Like, so you can get to the point where this is not a part of, you're like, wow, I got a good scar. I got the t-shirt. And then you're off like totally unrecognizable to where you were when you started. Because I know the people that are just coming in when you're like literally traumatized. I get it. I've been there. And I'm telling you now, it gets better and it gets easier and it gets more fun. I'm telling you. And so that's why I'm doing this video, and I was like promoting this workbook again, or not again, because I've noticed like it's the number 1 most popular thing that I've ever done. And here I am like making new movies because I'm following step number 5 of get out there and follow your path and do your mission. And I'm like, wow, you really are using this workbook. This is amazing. So let's do it. Let's do more of it. So share it and it's $9. Who cares? Like, come on. And if hit me up, I'm easy to find, and I will help you. And then I'll also send you all the videos that go along with it. And there's tons. And there's like, we have to get better. Like, as you get better, everything in your life gets better, and then you affect change. Like we are at the same level and we're rising collectively like water. Especially now in these times is like, switch it. Come on, like switch it. Like, whew. Like, let's go from hate to love. And it starts with you taking care of yourself and you loving yourself enough to heal that. So Be your own hero. And I'm all, yay, do it.